What is your full name?
Cecilia.
Is that the name that Grandma gave you?
That's my name, yes.
Did she give you that for any reason, or?
Well, I guess my cousin was named that, so we had to have same cousin names as the cousins did.
I didn't know that. Like
But
Grandma's
still-
like your first cousin?
Yeah, still, you know, still the hood is still
I
cool.
didn't know that.
And there's Martha and Martha. There's Joe and Joe. It's just like that.
All cousins.
Yeah.
So
It's just,
did you have a nickname? Just call
well, I don't know. They had Lebanese names, but I don't know what they are.
Where were you born?
In Peoria.
At St.
In
Francis? Or
No, I was born in the house
on what street? Smith Street, or?
on Lincoln Avenue.
And is that where all your brothers?
We lived there, and then we moved to Smith Street.
Were there any doctors there when you delivered, or did Grandma
No, just
deliver?
midwives. Like Mom would go to different ladies that were having babies. She was a midwife, like then.
Oh, wow. But they're not really certified
No, they
nurses.
weren't certified. No, they just helped you.
So you had cousins and aunts living in the same area?
Yeah, like Chadma, you know, Bud's mother was one, and Doc Corey's mother was another one. They would go different deliver.
And so did like all Grandma's cousins, they all settled in one area?
Yeah,
On Lincoln in that south side, Peoria?
yeah, they all
Over there?
they were close knit then.
So do you remember how many rooms that were in that house when you grew up? Was there a lot of rooms? You had 11 rooms there?
In Lincoln, we lived upstairs above the store. There was a grocery store on the bottom.
Is that where Jim?
We had about about 3 or 4 rooms, and then there's a room on the east side, and Catherine and Bud lived in that room.
So that's why they were so close.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I remember seeing them when I was in grade school, they were always close.
Yeah.
So did you have electricity, or how did that work? Did you have electricity?
Oh yeah, they just started. We used to have, I remember we had kerosene, and then the gas came in, the lights came in.
And that was when you were in grade school, or?
Yeah, I was, kid yet.
Did you have indoor plumbing? I mean, like
Yes. Well, there was outdoor, but they had an indoor in that house, but there was outdoor for others.
What about telephones? Did you have a telephone?
No, I don't, not until later.
Yeah.
You know, you dial, you know.
Well, how did you communicate then? Did you just run over to everybody's houses?
Yeah, I never, you know.
Yeah. So you had 2 families at your house, like Aunt Catherine and
Yeah,
Grandma?
at one time, yeah. And then Mom and Dad we moved to Smith Street.
How many rooms were in that house?
Oh, that was 1, 2, 3. It was a big house. It was 2 stories, 3 stories with the basement.
So that way, and then you had
Yeah.
all the kids were basically all born and done.
Well, Mom and Dad had a big bedroom. So they had theirs on one side, and they had another double bed there where the boys, the younger, you know, they were all younger than me, they stayed in that room.
In the same room with Grandma and Jiddu.
Yeah, they stayed in the same room.
So and then you guys had to double up in your rooms, like
Yeah, like Mark and I were in one, Rosie and Sadie were another, and Joe and Johnny were another.
Wow.
And Messiah and Teresa were married by that time.
Wow. So, was there anything special in that house you remember? Was there a favorite? No,
It's just a house.
nothing. Just big living room, or
There's a living room, dining room, kitchen, and a stairway in the front, and a stairway in the back out of the kitchen to go up to the bedrooms.
yeah. So what's your earliest memory of that? Is it?
I really
So what? Okay. So what grade school did you go to?
we went to St. Pat's.
The whole. And did you years? the whole 8 years you went there and,
Yeah, I graduated from there, then we went to the academy, Mart and I.
so did you have to walk, you walked every
We
day?
walked it. We walked from Smith Street to the academy on Fayette or wherever it is.
It's on Madison.
Summer, winter, and everything.
Mom, did you go to kindergarten? Was there a kindergarten?
There was a
Did you
kindergarten
go to kindergarten then?
at St. Pat's.
They had
How'd
one?
you get there? How'd
Walked.
you get there? No, when you were in kindergarten?
Yeah, we walked everywhere.
So Mom, what was
They weren't driving. They didn't have cars then. Dad didn't have a car till we were in high school and stuff. That's when it started
Did you
coming
and
out.
Grandma have to walk too then?
Yeah, she walked to go to church.
How about to work?
Yeah, she walked
From
for miles.
Lincoln, when we were on Lincoln, you know where Aunt Catherine lived.
Yeah.
All right, we were across the street then. But she would walk from there to St. Pat's.
Wow.
That's where we got to church.
Well, how did you get to work?
Well, at first he was walking,
Yeah.
and then go to Washington Street and get his vegetables and all that. And,
So was there trolleys?
Yeah,
that
was
you-
there a bus?
huh?
Trolley cars did you take?
Yeah, they had streetcars.
Streetcars?
Yeah, they were on on tracks,
Do you
like
remember how much it cost to take one?
tokens. You buy tokens for a nickel or something. You write it.
I remember hearing where Grandma used to peddle goods,
Yeah.
and she'd walk from here to Bartonville, from Peoria to Bartonville.
To
selling-
sell, yeah, she didn't even know how much they were, how much to charge them. She didn't know anything about money.
Yeah.
And the one lady was teaching her how to make change and what to charge and all that stuff.
Wow.
That's how she learned.
Did she do this when she had all you guys? Did she have like 10 kids at
Well,
home?
I would say the older ones were born.
Oh, okay.
'Cause I think
Yeah.
that's how she helped Juju get started in the grocery store business.
Yeah.
So, growing up, did you have any favorite toys you played with? Was there something favorite?
I don't remember any toys.
So did you ever get toys at Christmas time?
No, we didn't. I think Mark got a doll one year. I can remember that when she was about the 4th or 5th grade, she got a doll.
Wow. And
No.
so basically it was clothes.
Clothes.
And did you get a lot, or did you just get, just not like
Just
us?
no, they didn't spend money on us.
It was just mostly for the business and
Yeah, at
to
all.
feed you?
Wow.
Yeah, that's how it came.
So what did you do for fun back then, when you were growing up? What did you?
Well, we would play Red Rover, and all that baloney. You know,
Yeah.
the leapfrog, and we just played around, you know,
Like
hide and
tag?
seek and stuff like that.
So
We
did
made-
they have games? Did they have like board games when you were growing up?
No, Joe was making some. He would,
Uncle Joe?
yeah, Parcheesi or whatever it is. He made that board game.
Off of Milton Bradley's, or did he just copy
Yeah,
it?
yeah, he copied it.
So that you guys had games to play?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
So, did you have chores growing up? Did you have jobs that you had to do, like at home? Do you have to do dishes or
Oh, yeah. Dishes we did. Mart ended up being the babysitter for all of us. Poor gal, she got stuck all the way around.
Why, where would Grandma go when Aunt Mart had to babysit?
She would go to the club. Dad says that's her second home.
Juju said that?
Oh, he used to holler at her. Because she spent more time at the club than she did with us.
because that was her social.
Yeah.
And
Well, she, you know, like the suppers and this thing, everything, that meetings. She used to be president. I don't know how many times she was president of that.
and that's how they raised money to send back to Lebanon to bring
Yeah.
people over.
Our dues were $3 a year.
Uh-huh.
The women would pay $3. Well, now they did raise it to $10.
That's not bad.
And then at a time when a lot of these ladies were widows, you know, they didn't have any money, so they would make them honorary. Say like when they're 70 or 60, whatever year it was, then they didn't have to pay dues.
Wow.
They were exempt. I think some of them still do that. If they get by to do it. So, I don't know.
Did you guys go to the club when you were little kids and play in the like I remember the Ein when we had the Ein.
Yeah,
We had got to play outside. Did you guys have that growing up
yeah.
at the club?
Well, I remember when we were in grade school or high school, we would walk from our house to that club in East Peoria, the park that
Over the
we had.
river?
Yeah,
Wow.
walk it on a Sunday.
Wow.
Like the whole family or just a group
Just
of your
a
kids?
bunch of girls, a bunch of, like Rosie and Sadie and this one and that one, we would take off and go.
Wow.
And then Mom and Dad and them would come with dinner, afterwards.
So how did you earn money growing up? Were you able to earn money?
We didn't know any better.
You didn't, so you couldn't
Nobody,
save for
they
anything?
didn't, nothing had.
So what was
You
your
didn't have a
first
job?
job? What was your first job?
My first job was at the store.
You didn't babysit or
No, I never babysat.
never babysat for money or anything?
I used to get a babysitter for 5 years for $0.25 an hour.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. That's what you would pay, $0.25 an hour?
$0.25 an hour.
So what, your first job was at the store?
Yeah.
So what
How
was,
much did you
And
make?
that's when the war started.
So how old were you?
I was just getting out of high school.
So 17, 18?
Well, I was 42, 41, whatever.
Okay.
And then all the boys were 6 of them went to the war.
what was that like? I mean, that had to be scary. What was
Yeah,
Grandma, Jiddu, how they?
yeah. You never saw anybody. All the soldiers were gone, and we had a. It was nothing.
How many of your brothers? How many of the boys were in the service?
Well, 3 was in World War II. 1 was in Korea. 1 was in. There were 6 of them all together.
Okay, name who they were and where they went.
Who what?
Uncle
Uncle
Si
Si?
didn't go because did he have
Bob went.
Uncle Si?
No, he had family.
Okay.
He had 4 kids.
So John,
John went.
Where'd
Which
he go?
one?
He went to the Pacific.
what about?
Joe went to the.
Is he in 2?
He was on Seattle. That was the Pacific too.
Okay.
And Dad had. Dad had gone to.
What war?
He was in France when he got hit.
Yeah.
Who, my dad?
Yeah.
Yeah,
When he got hit with the bullet?
yeah. And he had a fountain pen in his pocket, and hit the fountain pen to save his.
Ricocheted off.
Did Dad get discharged right after that?
No, he was in the hospital, and then when he got out, they were going to put him in the infantry. So he says no. He went to the paratroops. He made 17 jumps then.
So he got shot before he was a paratrooper?
Huh?
He got shot before he was a paratrooper?
Yeah,
Oh, and then he got the Purple Heart from that, right?
yeah. Tommy was just in France. I think he was in there a week, and he got hit in the stomach.
He was
He was in the hospital for 6 months.
Wow.
So do you remember those phone calls coming home when they got hit and all that?
Yeah.
How'd they do that? They send a telegram like we see on TV, or did
Well, I don't know. This one time, I remember. It was about 6:30 in the morning. The phone rang, and I answered it. And it was somebody from the army. This says that your son Tom was injured, and he was in. So I told Mom, and I called Si. Since Si started, he took care of it with the army. Found out everything.
Yeah.
But
How did Grandma react? Was she like,
she kept praying.
yeah?
That's how come they got the so much quesabejos, because she made a promise if they came back, she would do that. So
So
she did it. So when she died,
That's what the harissa when you go
yeah,
over here.
then I got into it.
Okay, so after she got the phone call about Uncle Tom, then she made that promise to Marcus the Keys and Buckles.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
So what are you gonna do?
So, Mom, when you were growing up, what was it like? What was the fad? What was the
Well,
style?
we had the igloo terror, we had the roof, and we had something else, dances. Every
Yeah.
Tuesday and Thursday and Saturday, we'd pay a quarter and go in and dance at these dance halls.
Is that where everybody hung out, all the kids
Yeah,
your age?
and they never served liquor.
Yeah.
They just had, soft drinks.
Just fun.
And we went and danced and catch a streetcar, go home, or whatever.
So did you hang out mostly with your cousins, or did you have other friends besides your cousins?
No, just, there was my brother Joe, my sister Mark, there was Anthony Farah, there was Tony, there's George LaHood, there was somebody else. Joe Corey.
Yeah.
And we'd all,
Hang out.
go and,
Can you show us some of those moves?
huh?
Can you show us some of those moves?
So, how did you meet Dad?
Huh?
How did you meet Dad?
Well, you raised with him. You know what I mean? He lived in the alley right behind us.
Yeah.
On Smith, he was on McReynolds, or whatever, that alley there.
Yeah.
And it's,
So how old were you when you met him? Actually met him.
yeah.
How old were you?
After the war.
Oh, so you were older.
So you knew him before, but
Yeah,
you guys
yeah,
never
but
dated?
never mingled with him or nothing.
Oh.
He was in a different group.
So how did you get together then?
At the dances.
Dances?
Then they start having dances at the club, Bernard Corey would have the Valentine dance or this dance,
Was that down on Adams Street then?
Yeah.
Was it down there yet?
Was it the Ein then? Is it the Ein or
No,
what was
that
it?
was in East Peoria.
Okay.
Huh?
The Iron.
So there was a place before the Ein?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Used to be the I2 Club. She was asking where the I2 Club was before the one we have out on Farmington Road.
Did what?
The old I2 Club downtown.
Yeah, that was where on Adams Street,
Yeah.
the A2 Club.
So, how did Dad propose? I mean, did he get on his knee or anything?
I don't remember. All I know is he asked Mom and Dad.
Yeah.
And that's it. That was it.
And then, but did he ask you first?
I don't know. We just took it for granted. I don't know.
Oh, okay. So then you got married during the week, didn't you?
Huh?
Did you get married, what day?
On a Tuesday.
Wait
That
a
was the
minute.
day everybody got married. And
Time out, I missed it. How did he propose?
I don't even remember. All I know is he asked Mom and Dad. And that
And
was
then
it.
he asked you?
Yeah. I don't know.
You don't remember?
No.
Oh my
How do you
God.
know 50, 60 years
Oh,
ago?
I would always remember. Justin, give me that little ring. Yeah. So go ahead, I'm sorry, go on.
So you got married on a Tuesday
Yeah.
morning?
Then we caught the rocket at 3 o'clock to go to Chicago.
Yeah.
And they didn't, right after the war, there was no hotels open, so Joe Anthony had a little pool, so we got his name and used his name
To get a hotel.
to get a hotel room.
Oh. So how long were you there in Chicago for?
5 days.
Oh.
So,
That was our honeymoon.
is that when Dad had the business, had the station already?
No,
Well, he was working
What did
where?
that do?
he was working at Lucas. And I guess he was so nervous, the doctor told him he had to get out. He
What
kept-
was that? I don't remember that.
That's on Washington Street. You know where the Hanleys were, where they made iron? They
Yeah.
still got it.
What did he do though?
Then he opened that gas station,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
doctor said he had to do outside, otherwise he'd end up in Bartonville.
Okay. Poor Dad.
So
So
that's-
then that's where it started, and he was there for what, 30
Yeah.
years down there? Or how many years was he down on?
He 45 or 46, and he got out of there in 80.
45, he opened up the station 45.
About 45, something like that.
Mom, what kind of work did Dad do when he was at Lucas?
I don't know, he worked inside.
Like was it a factory?
What did
Yeah, they
Lucas
made
do?
like iron, like grills and different things. That, you know, the
Kinda
club
like-
bought a lot of stuff from them.
Like kind of like Keystone.
Yeah, I like that. But it was inside work. And it made him nervous.
Okay, so Mom, what did, like, growing up too, I wanted to ask you, what did you do for your birthdays?
What did you want?
What did you do on your birthdays?
On my birthday?
Yeah, what did they do?
Growing
Did
up.
they, when you grew up, did you have a birthday cake like we do?
No, when I was growing up, no.
How did you celebrate it?
We didn't.
You didn't celebrate your birthday? Oh,
Yeah, a
wow.
lot of times, no.
So no presents, no birthday cake, no happy birthday seal.
No. That was just another day.
Wow.
Serious?
I'm serious.
So what was your tradition at Christmas time then? Like, did you have Christmas trees and,
I don't, yeah, I think we had a tree or, I don't know, but Dad always worked day and night, 7 days a week. You never saw him, you never knew what he was doing.
I remember growing up, you always had an apple and an orange. Did you have that too in our